Hello and welcome back. This is UIX Kingwin, and today we're going to be covering Drupal. Now, Drupal is, needless to say, probably one of the more complicated content management systems out there, but it's extremely flexible in what it's able to do. The back end, or rather the structure, is pretty abstract in that you can create any kind of comment or content that you can think of. So let's look at the content types here. And as you can see, I've already created a couple, and we're kind of creating this mock curriculum. So we have a course, that's a content type. We have faculty. We have a room. These are if you're thinking in like object-oriented programming, it's just like a basic class that you've set up for a room that's going to be set up a little bit later. You can also create pages, so it's not just limited to these basic objects that you're going to use, but it can also create like more complex structures, like a web page. So let's quickly go through and create a new content type. You can label it, let's say student, right? You're gonna need students in your hypothetical school. So this will be a student that can enroll in classes. So this is a title field label. It's going to essentially be the same thing as the name effectively. So I'm just going to label this also as a student. This is not exactly needed, but can put stuff here as well. Student explanation. Oh. Going to save and manage that. And now we have here the fields that are inside of the student. So within student, we have right here a content type student. Branching off from students, we have fields. The best way to kind of describe fields is like the parameters or the values that go with the student. Now let's go ahead. You can add fields. You can delete the default one that's given to you. I'm going to delete it mainly because it's not exactly the one that I need. But let's go ahead and do this. We can select a parameter type, or what they call it, a field. Let's do something simple. Let's just do text plain, and this will be name. Pretty straightforward. Oop. Machine readable name. It's already in use. Okay. Let's go with student name. Oop, I've got to fix this one as well. Do like this. Maximum length of the student name. Don't really think any names are gonna be 255 characters. So let's, if we're going to include first and last name, I'm gonna give it a ballpark of 25. Allowed number of values. Each person is only going to have one name, so let's keep it that way. This is the help text. This is just the student's legal name. We're going to set this as a required value, or required field rather, and a default value, we'll just put ABC, EFG. Or rather, it's probably more meaningful to do it first name and last name. There we go. So we have our first field and a student. If we go back to our structure, we can see within our content types that we have created this student content type. And now you can use this student within the structure of your website however you please. If we go back and view the content, you can see how it's kind of set up, or how I've set it up previously. We have some of the classes down here, some of the faculty. There's a page that I've set up that I'm going to be using to upload this video and embed it. And then there's also the buildings that or rather the rooms and the more specific information. Overall, this is kind of the basic workflow you'll go through and create these content forms, content types, etc. And then you will go back to your content. You can manage all of this here, and then you can also go ahead and go back to your site and you could preview what it's going to look like. At the moment, there's no formatting done to this page. All I've really done is set up a mini menu bar right here, search block, tool block. I believe this is an administrator tool, but it's not going to be up for a client side kind of thing. But as you can see, you can see all of the things that I've done here. You can go ahead and read more on the science building. Obviously, this would be placed in a more organized manner, but that's done later on through the content management system. But what's important to note here is how Drupal is not your regular CMS, but rather it's more data-driven and it's kind of more abstract. And this kind of allows you almost near limitless flexibility in what you can do and structure and link together. This is sorry, excuse me, particularly important because there is a concept called an entity relationship. And what it allows you to do is kind of link together these content types that you've created. And although you won't be able to see it at face value, in the back end, there's going to be things that allow you to link certain or link specific entities together through, well, a relationship. So for example, Stephanie Blois, you can see here that the courses that she's teaching, Sleeping 101, is set up in a way that this is linking back to another object, or rather another content type. So in a way, you can almost link together numerous objects to create kind of this web that allows you to kind of create a more expansive website that's more interlinked between each other. I know these concepts were pretty vague, but I hope this helped help you understand what Drupal is kind of about. Next time, I'm going to be introducing more advanced concepts. But until then, this has been UIX Kingwin, and I'm out.